Dear viewers, this video is part 1 in the two-part series on exercise in Prescribon Medical Education series. Exercise. Physical inactivity. Physical inactivity is increasing in low and middle income countries in all the areas of the world. Witnessing a shift from physically demanding agriculture-based work to largely sedentary service industry-based and office-based work, which are better paying. A change to mechanized transportation accompanies this work shift. Current recommendation is for moderate exercise for at least 30 minutes daily. Eating pattern. A variety of vegetables, dark green, red and orange, legumes, beans and peas, nuts and seeds, starchy roots, fruits, especially whole fruits, whole grains, fat-free or low-fat dairy including milk, yogurt, cheese, soy beverages and other soy products, seafoods, lean meats, poultry, eggs. Reduce sugar intake, reduce saturated foods, reduce sodium intake. Dear listeners, by the way, this educational video is made possible by Prescribon, the makers of e-prescription software for digital prescriptions, available freely for doctors on the website www.prescribon.com. Doctors who are interested in this e-prescription can freely avail of its vast collection of more than 100,000 e-prescriptions. Coming back to the discussion on exercise, increasing physical activity. Short-term exercise, doing simple warm-ups for 2 minutes every half an hour, whenever time and privacy permits, improves physical fitness. Exercise improves muscle blood flow. Exercise decreases cardiovascular events. Exercise must therefore be encouraged in all patients, but the advice must be realistic, achievable and safe. Brisk walking for 30 to 40 minutes every day is better physiologically than a hectic workout in the gym once or twice a week and is within almost everyone's reach. Instead of quietly sitting in front of television, do simple body exercises while watching television. Every 2 hours you spend watching TV instead of pursuing something more active increases the chances of developing diabetes by 20%. It also increases the risk of heart disease by 15% and early death by 13%. The more television people watch, the more likely they are to be overweight or obese, and this seems to explain part of the TV viewing diabetes link. The unhealthy diet patterns associated with TV watching, that is, uncontrolled eating of high calorie foods, may also explain some of this relationship. Health checkup before exercise program. A health checkup is a must before starting on an exercise program. This is even more important for patients at risk, those who have blood pressure, heart problems, diabetes, and other diseases must be examined by a doctor, should have an ECG, with consideration for an exercise tolerance test and echocardiography, and appropriate treatment for ischemic heart disease or heart failure before starting exercise. Exercise remains beneficial and important in these cases, but should be built up more gradually. Calorie requirement per day ranges from, for a 2-year-old child, 1000 calories per day. For sedentary men, desk job, doctors, lawyers, 2400 calories. For sedentary women, housewives, desk jobs, 2000 calories. For more active work for both men and women, 16 to 18-year-olds, young men or in early 20s, calorie requirement can go up to 3200 calories. The requirement gradually declines over ensuing decades. Proportion of foods and calories derived from the three major food sources are carbohydrates 70%, protein 20%, saturated fats 10%. Sedentary men, daily requirement of energy 2400 calories, 70% from carbohydrates, 1680 calories, that is about 420 grams, mainly from whole grains, preferably not polished. Contribution from sugars less than 10%, that is 240 calories, that is 60 grams or 12 teaspoons. Note, sugars preferably avoided, if not as less as possible. When on losing weight program, the calories from the three major food sources are carbohydrates 50%, protein 40%, saturated fats 10%. Sodium less than 2.3 grams sodium, that is equivalent to 6 gram common salt, that is slightly more than a teaspoon. Note, 1 gram sodium is equivalent to 2.5 gram of salt. Alcohol. Countless scientific studies have encouraged the idea that a glass of red wine a day can be good for the heart. Unfortunately, this is not true at all. The safest level of drinking is none. This zero level is in conflict with most health guidelines, which espouse health benefits associated with consuming up to 2 drinks per day. Moderate drinking may safeguard people against heart disease, but the potential to develop diseases, driving accidents, self harm, and cancer greatly offsets these benefits. About 5% of cancers are linked to alcohol. Alcohol led to 2.8 million deaths in 2016. It was the leading risk factor for diseases worldwide. The more people drink, the higher their risk of alcohol-related health problems. Present recommendations. Alcohol contains 7 calories per gram. Beers and wines in particular can be fattening. Intake should not exceed 3 units, that is 30 grams per day in men, and 2 units, that is 20 grams per day in women, and should be further limited or avoided in those with hypertension or obesity. Please note that the above word recommendation is in inverted commas. The hallmark of post-packaged processed foods are salt, refined sugar, and fat. Each one of them can never be taken in quantities alone, but surprisingly, much more amounts can be taken in mixed proportions. Fit into your daily routine a minimum of physical activity. As far as possible, cook meals in the kitchen instead of eating out. Family kitchen foods are less salty, less sugary, and contain less fat. They can be prepared according to one's own convictions regarding food. Emphasize on wholesome foods, fruits, and vegetables. Out of family kitchen foods, foods in bakeries, eateries, and restaurant foods, packaged foods, and processed foods have more salt, sugar, and fat than the foods prepared in the family kitchen. Focus on fruits and vegetables. Prefer vegetable proteins to lean animal proteins. Vegetable proteins should preferably be sourced from pulses and wholesome cereals. See discussion on food balance in Prescribon medical education series for a detailed list of foods and their major nutrient contents, that is carbohydrate, fat, and proteins. Minimize sauces and dressings. Minimize or avoid sugar sweetened beverages and non-nutritious snack foods. Healthy snack foods are small amount of nuts and seeds or fruits and vegetables. Diabetes, metabolic disorders, allergic disorders, and gastrointestinal disorders may require tailored diets. So, dear viewers, this is the end of part 1, in the two-part series on exercise in Prescribon Medical Education series. Thank you for watching the video.